1, go!
Comedy night?
Yeah! I love Camp Knutson because it creates a place where everyone belongs and everyone is accepted and everyone is celebrated.
It's just the best place in the world, you know. I can really be myself and the campers can be themselves. It's the best way I can describe it is it's like the freest place on earth.
And I just love coming to camp because it's just pure happiness.
My favorite camp it is bonfire, swimming, and entire thing. I love camp because it's called Camp Knutson.
I'm Jared Griffin and I'm the director for Camp Knutson. It feels so good to be back this summer. Each and every week of camp has felt like a homecoming reunion. The generosity that our community has given us over the last 2 years has really helped us get through some tough times. Now we're ready to grow, now we're ready to thrive, we're ready to develop a bright future for our campers.
I love the campers and the counselors are awesome.
I love Camp Knutson because this place teaches me how to love everybody in the whole wide world, starting here.
You come in here and it's just something is in the air. Everyone's happy, and you can see it on the faces not only the campers but other counselors.
Our mission is to enrich and nurture the lives of campers with identified needs. We partner with similar like-minded nonprofit organizations to do the work that we do. The resources, the support, how we work with each other really makes camp come to life for our campers and it lets them be able to be kids at camp.
Welcome to our 36th annual Camp Knutson Quilt Auction. Our quilt auctions played such a critical role in our mission over the years to be able to nurture and enrich the lives of thousands of campers. This year, we're super excited because we have so many beautiful quilts to be able to showcase. Plus, we've got an amazing fund to need. Our fund to need for this year is to build a brand new camper cabin that will make camp more accessible, more medically sound, and in the end, create a home away from home that our campers will cherish forever. This year, our quilt auction will take place on Saturday, August 13th. Our live auction will begin at noon. Please register to bid or donate at this web address, campknutson.org/quilts. You'll also be able to find our online catalog at this same web address. The quilt auction is free to attend, but if you're not able to attend in person, live auction absentee bidding is available. You'll find the form within the online catalog and also at our website. Bidding for the quilts that are featured in our online auction will begin on August 10th at noon and then close at 11:30 on Saturday, August 13th. Remember, every time you bid, you make some kid's life a little bit happier. In addition, I want to thank all the event volunteers that work so hard to put our quilt auction together every year. Let's hear from some of these volunteers right now.
Hi, my name is Jan Larson. This is my second year with the quilt auction at Camp Knutson. I grew up in a family that very much enjoyed going to summer camp, and I loved to quilt. So this seemed like a perfect fit for me when we moved up here to Cross Lake. I have been overly impressed with the beauty of the quilts both years, and this year we just have an exceptional grouping of quilts. I think everyone's really going to enjoy them, and we hope to see you here on August 13th.
I'm Wendy Bears, and I'm one of the tri-chairs of the quilt committee. My husband and I moved up to Bacchus, Minnesota about 6 years ago when we retired and sold our home in Maple Grove. When I was in Maple Grove, I taught 3rd grade for 28 years, and I loved being with young people and children. And when I moved up here, I was kind of missing that. So I was so excited to attend a meeting last spring and work with the campers here, but at that time it happened to be COVID, so I wasn't able to work with the campers. So I attended the last quilt auction last August and fell in love with quilting. That's also my passion. So this year I've been kind of involved in the quilt auction from the beginning to the end, and I'm so impressed with the quality of the quilts that have been donated. I just admire and respect the quilt makers, just their time and talent that they use to pick out the fabric and select their patterns and then put together this beautiful masterpiece. So I want to say thank you to all of the donors for their support for Camp Knutson as well.
Hi, I'm Penny Bryce. I'm one of the tri-chairs of this quilt auction at Camp Knutson this year. It's my 3rd year, and I grew up around quilting with my grandma and all her sisters. I can remember crawling around under the quilts as they were stitching them. So that's always been a part of my life. And I was up here vacationing with family in 2007, and I heard the quilt auction advertisement on the radio, and I thought, wow, I got to go to that. So I came to Camp Knutson for the quilt auction, which was fantastic. And then I got introduced to Camp Knutson itself and began volunteering when I was still working. Now being retired, I have more time to spend on the quilt auction and have enjoyed the people I work with and the camp staff. And it's such a beautiful place, so I encourage everyone to come out to camp to this quilt auction. It's absolutely fabulous this year.
Hi, this is Brenda Peterson, and you are about to witness a sneak peek of the quilts from the Camp Knutson Quilt Auction for this year. Quilt number 8 is 70 by 94 inches. It was made by Brenda Peterson, and it is a scrap mystery quilt. It was done with using 5-inch squares, supposedly from 4 colors. There are 4 colors, but there are multiple fabrics. You started with nothing but 5-inch squares. They are stitched, trimmed, and manipulated to form the overall patterns that emerge. Swirling machine quilting with stars and swirls complete this lovely quilt. Next, we have quilt number 10 in the auction. It was donated by Deanna Weber from Northfield, Minnesota. It is 82 by 96 inches. She's entitled this Quilting in the Garden. This generously sized quilt begins with a beautifully appliqued medallion center, and it's surrounded by an array of quilted sampler blocks impeccably pieced. A lot of challenging patterns here, finished with a wide border and more applique. The cross-hatching, crisscrossing quilting holds it together. It's beautifully done, and this quilt, it would be a stunning addition. It would look awesome on a bed. Quilt number 11 comes to us from Pam Marlette of Pillager, Minnesota. It is 64 by 80 inches. Pam included some stuff with the quilt when she sent it in, and I'm going to share that. It says sparrows was the pattern of the year on Instagram for 2021. When she first started to see these birds posted as individual squares, she thought they were cute, but she didn't have a context of how they would turn out. When she finally put it all together, the result is absolutely stunning and fun. One of the best parts of this quilt is the curved top and bottom borders and the happy birds with bird prints within the birds and fabulous machine quilting to finish it off. From a distance, it may look like it's on a black. It is on actually a very dark midnight blue. Number 46 comes to us from the Emily Loon Crafters Quilt Guild in Emily, Minnesota. It is 60 inches by 74 inches. This quilt is kind of a mystery to us. We don't know its history. There are beautifully done hand embroidered blocks that have a heart-shaped wreath with florals, and those blocks are assembled, and then the quilting is a modern, very ornate, very elaborate machine quilting, which really brings it full circle. And we don't know how it all came to be, but the end result is absolutely stunning. Quilt number 50 comes to us from Debbie Moreau of Deerwood, Minnesota. It is one of the larger quilts in the auction with measurements of 100 by 114 inches. Definitely suitable for a king-size bed if you would like it for that. It has very high quality fabrics, a very modern style. There are shimmers of silver that are just barely visible in it, and it would be absolutely stunning in a modern home of today's decorating style. Quilt number 80, again, is a very large quilt, 93 inches by 103 inches. Comes from Trinity Lutheran Church in Brainerd, Minnesota. This is, in contrast to the last one you saw, this is a high volume quilt. It is a quilt that the top was donated by Mary Casey, who is a member at Trinity. She said she bought the fabrics because she loved them, but once she got the top done, she didn't love it quite so much. It was taken to church, machine quilted by Carrie Springer of Riverwood Quilts, and binding by Darlene Gilson. So once again, an example of it taking a village to create a magnificent, fun, large quilt. The center of each of those blocks is a fussy cut flower, something that you see a little bit off kilter, but still definitely a flower in the center of each one. Quilt number 96 has kind of a unique story. It is 68 by 78 inches. Last year, there were people that donated fat quarters, which are cuts of fabric, to camp with the intention that they were sold. Well, a lot of them were left over, and so there was a group of volunteers that took those fat quarters and actually made 6 different quilts, all of which will be either in the live or the silent auction this year. This is one of those quilts. So a team of volunteers did all of the work on this, and it kind of comes full circle. The name of this quilt is Whispers. From a distance, it looks very soft and low volume, which is the term in today's quilting world about a quilt that doesn't scream at you, but sort of has a very soothing, low volume, but still a lot of interest. This will be quilt number 100 in the live auction, which shows you a very good reason to stick around to the very end because the quilt is fabulous. It is 82 by 100 inches, donated by Jenny Kornbaum of Little Falls. It is called Nature's Gridlock, and Jenny included a little story that came with it. I'm going to share that. It was made in memory of Mrs. Bonnie Hummel of Champaign, Illinois. Aunt Bonnie was a beloved school teacher, sister, wife, mother, grandmother, aunt, and family historian. A favorite activity of hers when visiting the cabin on Pelican Lake was to admire the beautiful quilts on display at Camp Knutson. She would be pleased that a quilt made in her honor would support such a worthy cause. That quilt is a fabulous entry into this year's auction, made with nature-inspired fabrics, machine quilted with a spectacular cattail pattern. You can see cattails like right here. And a special handmade label also documents the story that this quilt celebrates.